Hi guys, I'm your host Sarah-Mikal and welcome to the Just a Tip Live, a show where I scrap the surface on a weekly topic and I dive deep on the meaning of things. Today we're going to be talking about Naomi Osaka and her polarizing identity. So for those who've been living under a rock lately, Naomi Osaka is a professional tennis player who gained notoriety for beating Serena Williams in the 2018 US Open. She's ranked number 7 in the world and she's only 22, which is why it's a pretty huge accomplishment for her. Now, Osaka has been described as many things: Japanese, American, American-Japanese, Japanese-Haitian American, and the list goes on and on and on and on. After her win, social media this week has been pretty polarizing, with some people taking offense that her Haitian identity was not mentioned in an official matter by the press, while others were pretty vocal around the fact that she isn't Haitian. So you got some Haitians wanting to claim her on one hand, and you got some other Haitians pretty much denying part of her identity on the other side. In this video, we're going to be discussing how race, nationality, origin often affect people's perception of identity. So just so that we're all in the same page, I do want to talk about some main definitions that people often get confused. And these are the terms regarding race, origin, heritage, and nationality, right? So let's discuss. Race typically refers to identification around peoples into groups based on various sets of physical characteristics, whether it be phenotypes or skin tone. Nationality refers to the country of citizenship of a person. And you also have heritage, right? Heritage refers to the beliefs, the values, the norms, and the practices that are learned and shared from one generation to another from a specific country or a specific nation. Now, the average Jean that we see in Haiti is typically a Black person. He is of a Haitian heritage and has a Haitian citizenship. But there are many cases that we see in Haiti where we have biracial people with Syrian heritage and Haitian citizenship. I myself am a Black woman with a Haitian heritage and a US citizenship, right? These are examples of race, nationality, and heritage. So when people say that Osaka isn't Haitian, what they're implying is that she isn't Haitian in the way that they're Haitian, as if somehow there's only one way to be Haitian. So what they're saying is that she wasn't raised in Haiti, she doesn't fluently speak Creole, it's likely that she isn't aware of Haitian politics, and probably doesn't understand Haitian humor. On that front, I have to agree, she isn't Haitian. But simply stating that she isn't Haitian provides a pretty myopic view of her identity as a whole, and I think that there is a level of dishonesty in that statement. And I want to scrap the surface. Her identity is confusing because she's full of multitudes, and we're going to be discussing her multitudes, right? So what do we know that she is? We know that Osaka is interracial, multicultural, and a second-generation immigrant. She's interracial because in Japan, she's considered a hafu, which is the Japanese word of saying biracial or half. She's the byproduct of a Black man and an Asian woman. She's multicultural because she grew up consuming and living in proximity to American, Haitian, and Japanese cultures. She probably knows things like sujumu, right? I'm pretty sure she understands when her dad curses at her in Creole. I hope if he does at all, right? And I'm pretty sure she also understands when her Haitian aunties speak Creole and gossip in Creole, right? She's a second-generation immigrant because Osaka moved to the US at the age of 3 with her family, and she currently resides in Florida. These are all parts of her identity. And when speaking of Osaka, when we label her, the very least that we should do is to acknowledge all parts of her identity. We ought to stop denying her heritage, whether it be Japanese or American or Haitian, but more specifically, we ought to stop speaking for her as a multiracial, multicultural person. Another example. I was born in America, Therefore, I'm a US citizen. But I grew up in Haiti for the first 18 part of my life. And when I came to America for college, I had no affiliation to America, right? I didn't understand their jokes. I didn't celebrate their holidays. I knew nothing of America. And for those reasons, I identified exclusively as Haitian. Now, fast forward 6 years to the present day, I've built a community. I've embraced American culture, American media. I'm continuously experiencing my life through the Black American experience. And I also have a more vested interest into American politics. Therefore, I now identify as a Haitian American. We can also take the example of Presnel Kebembe, the professional French soccer player who was born in France from a Haitian mother and a Congolese dad. He speaks Creole fluently. He used to go to visit his relatives in Florida every summer, and I believe there's even a video of him showing it to his French teammate how to dance compa, a Haitian dance, a Haitian form of dance. Now, I have a theory as to why the majority of the people were so quick to say that Osaka wasn't Haitian. And I think the most flagrant part has to do with her surname, Osaka. Now, unlike Presnel, which is a very common name in Haiti, Osaka is clearly Japanese. In an interview that she gave to the New York Times, she mentioned that it made their life easier for issues like signing up for school and renting an apartment when they're living in Japan. Now, had she taken her dad's last name, her full name would have been Naomi François, which is typically a pretty Haitian-sounding name. And I bet that the perception would have been certainly different, right? Just her last name would have been perceived differently, therefore people would have perceived her nationality or her acknowledgement of her nationality differently. So how should we label people when it comes to nationality and identity? There really isn't a clear-cut answer to these questions because, to some extent, identity is fluid. It greatly depends on your upbringing and your personal relationships with your culture in your country versus another country in another nation. Ultimately, labeling Naomi Osaka is tricky because her identity is layered, and if you ask me, there really isn't a short answer. My advice for people is to, instead of negating her origins by saying she isn't Haitian, I would encourage you guys to embrace all parts of her identity, right? Even if it means stating her full identity. I ultimately think that Naomi Osaka is a biracial woman who resides in the US with a Haitian and Japanese heritage. As always, thank you for watching. I'm your host, Sarah-Mikal, and this is the Just a Tip Live. If you like this video, please share it with your friends, and please don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you have any comments on this discussion. I'd like to hear them, and I'll see you next time.